the chest, they would have died right where you guys are. When Ghost Adventures was filming for their episode here from Travel Channel, they got 2 figures on the SLS camera standing right where you are. Oftentimes, too, people will experience residual chest pains in this area, as well as voices mumbling and talking. So I'm going to have you guys follow my instructions very carefully. What you guys are going to do, you're going to take a quick peek in my vault. When you're done, I'm going to have you go into our parlor room next. So you'll be the first one to go into the next room.
Don't be scared.
Because they got shot.
You guys can take a peek in my room.
I know, but they did. My chest actually looks nice. Shut up. Oh my gosh, actually, my chest looks I actually feel it.
Yo, it feels really cold in here. I don't know why. Well, I know that usually means that there's a ghost present.
You're great. I appreciate that. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have you guys keep pushing forward. We have a lot of people in our group, so we gotta make space for everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Yeah.
That's Mark Twain.
Come on in, you guys.
April 18th, 1897.
What the skib?
Oh, I look scary. What even is that?
Watch out.
Yes. I do too. Right here on my chest. Are you lying? Oh, okay, I see. But I also have you. I think that's Mackie and his wife, but I don't know.
Alrighty, if I could get your attention once more. So I'm going to talk about this lovely lady up here on the mantle. This is Mrs. Mackey. Now you guys, I know she looks really stoic here, but she was actually a very kind woman. You would be considered a fool to smile a picture back in the day. Since she was new money, not old money, a lot of the ladies in New York City, where she had originated from, actually shunned Mrs. Mackey from the social circle. So they would say a lot of awful, mean, cruel things to this woman. She was actually a really talented seamstress, and so she would make a lot of these beautiful dresses for the ladies here in Virginia City. She even donated her land to get her St. Mary's Hospital started. That was for wounded Civil War soldiers and people with mental illnesses and head traumas to go heal. So she did not like it out here in the Wild West very much with a lot of the crazy things going on. Her husband, John, very sweet man, actually purchased her a mansion all the way out in Paris, France. That's where she spent most of her time. That mansion is currently standing to this day and is currently the Embassy of Belgium. So if you guys ever feel curious, if you want to Google the Embassy of Belgium in Paris, that's Mrs. Mackey's mansion. We also have a portrait of John Mackey here in his iconic bluish gray suit. Every once in a while we do get John Mackey's ghost pacing around on our wraparound porch here at the mansion. That has happened so many times we've received phone calls in the middle of the night about the man in the creepy gray suit standing outside on the mansion porch. This fireplace mantle is hand carved into tiger's oak and brought all the way from London, England. It is an Adams, that is the name of the artist. So there's one in the Mackey Mansion, one in the White House, and one in Thomas Jefferson's house in Monticello. You guys are staring at one of the 3 in the whole world. The mirror above the mantle was imported all the way from Paris, France in the late 1870s. Now, most mirrors from this era should be all yellow, tarnished, chipped, and scratched, but I'm sure as you already noticed, this one's in excellent condition.
Is it actual gold?
So it does have gold leaf paint on it, but that's not why so there's actually diamond dust inside the mirror, so when you shine a light on it, yeah. Really cool, huh?
Wow.
So in 100 years from now, when we're all gone, you guys, it'll look the same way. There you go.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
Sorry about that.
I'm trying to get the best experience for my YouTube.
Alrighty, you guys. So, John Mackey and Mrs. Mackey had 2 sons together, William and Clarence Mackey. Unfortunately, William died at the young age of 25 years old during a steeplechase race accident in Paris. He was ejected from the horse and he broke his neck upon impact. This really devastated John for the rest of his life. He never got over the loss of his son, rightfully so. However, this is their surviving son here. This is Clarence Mackey and his wife, Catherine. This was taken on their wedding day at a palatial mansion in Harbor Hill in Long Island, New York. Alrighty, these two went on to having 3 beautiful children. So these are John Mackey's grandkids here. We have little Catherine, little Jonathan in the middle, and this little lady on the end is my favorite to talk about out of the 3. That's little Ellen Mackey. The reason why we love to tell Ellen's stories is because she went on to having one of the most passionate love stories of all time. She started running around with one of our world's most famous song composers. This man wrote God Bless America, Putting on the Ritz, White Christmas, Blue Skies. His name was no other than the Irving Berlin himself. This was actually really scandalous, you guys. This upset her father tremendously because he was very Irish Catholic. Mr. Berlin was Jewish. So he told his own daughter, Ellen, here, he said, Ellen, I don't want you running around with that Irving Berlin boy. And she said, you know what, Dad? I love that man and I'm going to marry him. And so she did. She married Mr. Irving Berlin. They stayed married until the year 1988, until she died of old age. Mr. Berlin, he died a year later of a broken heart at 101 years old. I love that story. This is Ellen's cap and gown as a full-grown woman. Mrs. Mackey made this dress for her granddaughter. This chair and love seat, the reason why they look very patriotic is because they were done in on our grand's presidential election by Mrs. Mackey. I think I told you all she was a talented seamstress. So all the stars you see here were literally hand embroidered by her. Alrighty, so this is where the tour is going to get a little creepy.